Hey guys, so today I thought we'd take a look at the opening of Fatal Frame 1 and compare the English and Japanese versions to see what, if any, differences exist. I've always been interested in the little nuances that get lost when translating, and the Fatal Frame series is one of my favourites, so it seems like a good place to start. Of course, I grew up in Australia, and I now live in Europe, both of which call the games Project Zero, which in turn comes from the Japanese name, Zero. The pun, of course, being that the kanji for Zero can also be said in Japanese as Rei, and Rei is another word for a spirit or ghost. Despite all that, Fatal Frame is still my favourite name for the series, so that's what I call it. Now, our first introduction to the Fatal Frame series is with the opening cinematic in 1. Let's start with the English version, the one most people are likely familiar with.
I wonder how long it's been since my brother and I began to see things other people can't see.
So here we have Miku, the game's protagonist. Voice acting aside, this introduces us to a vital piece of information regarding the games. Miku and her brother can see things that other people can't see. But how does the original Japanese deliver this line?
いつの頃からだったろう。私たち兄弟がありえないものを見るようになったのは。
The first thing we hear Miku say is いつの頃からだったろう. I wonder when it all began. I wonder when it started. Okay, when all what began? She continues. 私たち兄弟がありえないものを見るようになったのは. If we translate this sentence literally, it amounts to, when did us siblings become able to see the unbelievable? The main difference here is ありえないもの, unbelievable things. It can be taken from the context that she's referring to spirits, but she doesn't outright say it. The English goes a similar way, instead saying things that other people can't see, which in English sounds a little better than unbelievable things.
My big brother, he was so sweet and kind. He was the only one I could open up to about these visions.
Here we get a little more information. My big brother was sweet and kind, and the only one I could open up to about my visions, because as she's just stated, he sees things as well. How does the Japanese go?
兄はとても優しい人でした。人には見えないものを見る私が心を開けるのは兄だけでした。
This is almost the same, but with a key difference. Miku says, 兄はとても優しい人でした. My brother was a very kind person. She then mentions, 人には見えないものを見る私が. Here, she's describing herself. 人には見えないもの means things that people can't see. を見る私が. In Japanese, you place the phrase to describe a noun before it. So she's describing how she can see things that other people can't see, much like the opening line in the English version. This is followed by 心を開けるのは兄だけでした. The only one I could open my heart up to was my brother. So basically she's saying, as for me, a person who can see things that other people can't see, the only person I could open up to about that was my brother. The English uses the term visions. The only one I could open up to about these visions. Which to me indicates something different, perhaps something that's not real. The Japanese is vague about what exactly it is that she sees, but there's no denying that she sees things, and they're not just visions. She sees arienai mono, unbelievable things. Hito ni wa mienai mono, things that people can't see, but she can.
After our mother died, he was my only family.
So this is Himuro Mansion.
Here we get a little more exposition, and finally our first sighting of the infamous Big Brother.
母が死んでからは私のたった一人の家族。
これが氷室亭。
This is pretty much word for word.
My brother was in search of someone. Junsei Takamine, a famous novelist, and a man my brother was very indebted to, disappeared while researching a book.
Now we're getting into the inciting incident for the game. My brother was in search of someone, Junsei Takamine, a novelist who disappeared while researching a book.
Annie はある人の行方を追っていました。有名な作家であり、兄の恩人でもある高峰純生さん。高峰さんは取材旅行中に姿を消してしまったのです。
In the Japanese, Miku opens with 兄はある人の行方を追っていました。My brother was chasing after a certain someone. 有名な作家であり、兄の恩人でもある。Here she mentions he's a famous author and that he's her brother's onjin. This can be translated as benefactor or patron, but in this situation the English translation actually captures the meaning quite well. He's not just a famous author, but he's someone that Miku's brother is deeply indebted to. On can mean an obligation or a debt of gratitude, while jin is the suffix for a person. So, he's a person to whom her brother owes a debt of gratitude. He's indebted to him.
高峰さんは取材旅行中に姿を消してしまったのです。
Let's unravel this a bit. The English is straight to the point. He disappeared while researching a book. We get a little more information here in Japanese. He wasn't just researching. 取材旅行中に while he was on location for researching. 取材 means collecting data or covering an event. 旅行 means a holiday or a trip. Takamine is taking a trip specifically for the purpose of collecting data on something. Being that he's an author, we can assume that shuzai is data for his book. Then, sugata o keshite shimatta no desu. Sugata means one's figure, one's shape, one's appearance. And kesu is to erase, to delete, to extinguish. So, literally, his figure was erased. Or, as we would say in English, he disappeared. The meaning is basically the same as what the English translation offers us, but it misses slight nuances in the details.
When he told me that he got a lead on Mr. Takamine's whereabouts, I felt uneasy, like he was going far away.
This is the last line of dialogue from the opening before we get into the game. We're getting the setup that Miku's brother, unnamed until this point, has discovered where Mr. Takamine potentially disappeared, and Miku feels uneasy about it. She feels like he was going far away.
兄から高峰さんの足取りがつかめたという連絡があった時、なぜだか兄が遠くに行ってしまうような気がして。
Here, Miku mentions 兄から高峰さんの足取りがつかめたという連絡があったとき。連絡 meaning contact or communication. Basically, she received word somehow. Of what? 高峰さんの足取りがつかめた。Ashidori means a trace. So in this case, Takamine-san no ashidori means the trace of Takamine-san. Tsukameta means to grasp or seize something, so her brother grasped onto Takamine's trace. Like the English tells us, he got a lead on where he may be. We can translate this as, when my brother contacted me to let me know he'd picked up Takamine-san's trace.
なぜだか兄が遠くに行ってしまうような気がして。
We can translate this as, for some reason I felt like he was going somewhere far away. 遠くに行ってしまう. To go somewhere far away. The shimao at the end signifies that something is being done completely and fully, and perhaps with a tinge of regret. For example, we might say, 食べてしまった when we eat an entire cake. I ate the entire thing and, oh man, now I feel bad about it. So Miku is feeling like her brother is, regretfully and unfortunately, going somewhere far away. Somewhere where she can't reach him anymore. But she's unsure of this feeling. It's there, but she doesn't know why. Hence, nazedaka, which is like, for some reason. I don't know why, but it feels like my brother is going somewhere far away. Somewhere beyond my reach. The English covers for this nuance by adding that she feels uneasy about it, which is not directly mentioned in the Japanese, but easily inferred. So there you have it. All in all, I think the English translation is actually quite good, and in most cases word for word from the Japanese. It does miss tiny details and nuances here and there, but sometimes those things just can't be translated without a long and lengthy explanation, like this video. Keep in mind, this is just for the opening. I've been thinking about comparing the rest of the game as well, so if that's something you'd be interested in, make sure to let me know. Thanks guys. I'll see you again next time.